everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pod-ful of Sunshine. I'm Diana.
This is Greg. Hey guys, what's up?
Happy Sunday Fun Day!
Sunday Fun Day.
Cheers to Sunday Fun Day.
Cheers.
Greg is struggling right now. He's trying to drink his hangover away. Seems to be going very slowly.
I got this.
You got it. Power through like the champ you are.
It only takes a couple beers to get into it, and you'll be good. I won't be fine.
Yeah, he had his fantasy football draft last night, and
yeah, it went pretty good, I guess. I mean,
we don't need to go into.
We weren't going to go into detail.
Okay.
It was a good time. Probably drank a couple too many beers.
But
Lyft driver wouldn't shut up.
He was responsible and took a Lyft home, and he said he was a little chatty for a while, but then...
Yeah, he said, I guess he realized that I didn't want to talk to him. So
it's so hard to find that balance of Lyft drivers, because some will talk your ears off, and some will...
I would rather you not say a word to me. You could say hello, and that's it. Leave it at
that. So, a little housekeeping. Social media. Follow us. Instagram, Pod-ful of Sunshine. You know how last week we were looking to get over to 100 followers? And guess where we are?
We're at 100.
97.
Come on, guys. You're not doing your part.
No, the funny thing is we're at 99. And then we went over 100 a couple of times and then come back down. I think what's happening, and I have the same situation happen on Twitter, both on my personal Twitter and our Pod-ful of Sunshine, is that people follow you with the expectation that you're going to follow back. And I'll check out their, see what they're all about. But some of them are, marketing companies and, audio people that are trying to get you to use their business. And it's I'm not going to follow them if I have no need for them, or some are other podcasts that will follow you, but they don't listen to you. And I'll go and I'll check their podcast page out. And if it's not a genre that I would really be interested in or finding myself listening to, I don't follow back. So then they'll unfollow. So,
it's one of those games. If you follow me, I'll follow you.
Yeah, and I follow this girl on Twitter, and she follows me. And I don't even remember how we started following each other. Besides that, she somehow saw that I was a Broncos fan, so she followed me. So I followed her back because she's a Broncos fan and she drives a Jeep and she's from Florida. But I remember her posting something on Twitter how she gets pissed when she follows fellow Broncos fans and they don't follow her back.
Oh, well, I mean,
all the social media mind games, it's always a good time.
Yeah, I don't follow too many people.
Follow us on Twitter at Pod-ful of Sunshine, no E. Our website is www.podfulofsunshine.com. And our email is podfulofsunshine@gmail.com.
Do we get any emails ever?
Never.
Let's get an email this week.
We've gotten one time. One of my coworkers had sent a story in, the guy with no arms that stabbed the guy.
Oh, yeah.
She had emailed that. But that's the only listener email we've gotten, which I appreciate. Thanks, Don. Shout out.
Yeah, nice job.
So I had posted on our social media last night that we have a big reveal, super important announcement. And I really just hyped it up because it's really not that important. I just wanted to get you all to listen.
So exciting.
So here's our announcement. We are taking our podcast onto YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. So you can slam that like button.
So you literally can slam the like button now.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Greg was telling one of his coworkers that we have a podcast, and the guy tried finding it. He's like, y'all are on YouTube? But here's what we're not doing. We're not sitting in front of a camera and YouTubing.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
What we're going to do is on our YouTube is we're going to upload our audio, but we're also going to, as we discuss news stories and videos, we're going to insert that so you can actually see it as we talk about it.
Yeah, and maybe you'll get a picture of us every once in a while.
Yeah, I think so.
But, yeah, that's what we're going to do for now.
That's what we're going to do. It's probably a lot more work, but as Greg said, well, what else are you doing on Sunday? But he doesn't. He just shows up for the podcast, and then that's it.
I'm like these celebrities that don't do anything. I just show up, and I'm the talent. That's what it is.
Slow your roll, bro. Oh. How was your week?
My week was all right. I just had an all right week at work. Slow time of the year, so it's not. It's like you just hang. You just really hang out with people, and you just bullshit, and you do a lot of standing around.
Yeah.
And if you don't really like the people you work with, which it's hit or miss, so it's okay. But it was an all right week. How was your week?
I had a great week.
Oh, wow, that's better than my week.
It was a great week. Yeah, it was a great week up until yesterday when I spent Saturday all by myself because that's usually our day. But hey, we have today and tomorrow. But it was a great week. Like at work, it was good, and I introduced all my coworkers to my famous buffalo chicken dip that I make. It's so good.
Should it be the best around?
I mean, I always get stellar compliments. There's also another Broncos fan in our general area because you had to, as you brought your food, you had to also wear your game day jersey of your favorite team. And there's a fellow Broncos fan.
With it being fucking Polk County, Lakeland, Florida, I bet there was a shit ton of people wearing Gators jerseys
everywhere.
It's
like Seminoles, and I'm just not into college, and I don't know if it's because. Are you shaking?
No, I'm not. No.
I don't know if it's because I was born and raised in Maine, where we don't really have college football. But I just don't really give two shits about college football.
But college football can be really exciting.
Well, it can. And you know what? I realized, yesterday, it was the first weekend of college football, and I feel really bad for people that don't like football because it's this time of year, I get all amped up, and I'm so excited because I friggin' love football. And that's the general consensus among football lovers. But the people that don't, what do you look forward to all year?
I mean, bowling.
Bowling?
Yeah, they have that on TV.
Oh. Yeah, my brother, he doesn't watch sports, so...
Yeah.
I was the son my dad always wanted.
Yeah, it's a good thing she likes sports.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, football is back.
But also this week, the girl, when I first started at my job, I started the same day as this other girl. And she actually has become one of my nearest and dearest friends. She's been there through everything as I have with her. And she more than I, has had a lot of shit happen, in the last 12 years that we've been with this company. But Friday was her last day.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, so we went out for lunch.
Ooh, lunch is good.
And I'm not, this is not the exciting part of the story. I wanted to get to the point where there was this other woman that came to lunch, because we're not in the same department. So this woman, and she's older, and she's weird. And you know what this bitch did? She's on this, super strict diet. So she gets, grilled chicken and nothing else. And, I go all fat ass and get me a grilled cheese and Greek chips. And she's like, ooh, I may have to have one of those chips. And I think the bitch is joking. Don't touch my chips.
Oh, yeah.
She touched my chips. She took one. Didn't even ask. She's like, I'm just going to steal one of these chips. And it reminded me of the episode of Friends where the woman... No, you chose...
Do you even know this girl?
No, I have never... I know who she is. She knows who I am, but we've never hung out. I'm not going to... No, don't you even start to defend her.
It's weird. Yeah, you paid for that food, so why is she taking a piece of her chip? When there's food at work that's free, it's oh yeah, even if you get it, and somebody yeah, no, but this is something you paid for.
We are sitting down. We all ordered our food. We have our lunch, and I'm sorry, but you chose to eat the boring and bland grilled chicken with nothing else because that's all you're eating. Stay away from my chips. If you wanted chips, you should have ordered chips.
I hope the one she got was stale.
And then she must have been good enough for her because then she took another one. And
she took another one?
She took 2. So now...
You're down 2 chips.
I'm down 2 chips. Which, it wasn't a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's just the principle of it all.
I can't
But
believe you didn't go off on her ass.
that's what Nikki said, but I was like, it's all about Michelle, because on our drive back, I was like, can we just talk about this bitch eating my chips? And she's like, oh my God. She's like, I wish she was sitting across from you so she could see your face, because your face just said it all. And I'm just like I thought she was kidding at first when she said, I'm going to steal a chip. And then she did, and then she took another one. And I'm like, stick with your grilled
last time
chicken.
you sit next to that bitch.
Well, and then she sends an email out at the end of the day. She's like, ladies, it was so nice having lunch with you. Let's get together for a happy hour.
She'll be stealing your drinks.
What? Yeah, she'll put a straw in everyone's drink as she drinks,
Water.
But I'm like, why don't you just send this to the girl whose last day it is and the other girl that you used to work with? Like, me and my friend Nikki, we didn't need to be included on that email, because I can guarantee I'm not going to happy hour with you.
Yeah, you don't go to happy hour with anybody.
I don't go to happy hour with anybody, much less you.
The latest chip stealer.
Chip stealer. Anyway.
What a bitch.
She's just an odd duck. That's what she is.
Steal my chip. Lose a finger.
Well, and like I said, reminded me of the episode of Friends where Joey's date was stealing his french fries when she ordered a salad.
Yeah, and then he's like, why don't you just order fries? And
yeah,
I remember that episode.
So school is in full swing, and the novelty of riding the bus has worn off for Blake. Hallelujah.
I would rather him ride the bus some days, because it's just like on your day off, that's the last thing you want to do is drive to school and wait for him to get in your car and then drive home. I mean, it's not like where the elementary school is, where it's like right across the street, so it really doesn't take any time. There's no easy way to think about it. It's a good 40 minutes out of your life that you lose.
It is, but however, I think I have found the trick and about where to park instead of waiting in the car line, just park on the parking lots and have a meet in there. I swear it knocked off 15 minutes, but we're not going to bore people with the whole details of our kid's school bus. But he rides the bus there, we pick him up, but the whole point of me bringing this up was that I was on my way to pick Blake up from school, and I saw a hitchhiker. When was the last time you saw a hitchhiker?
Every once in a while, I'll see one right there by the I-4 County Line Road exit, when you're getting on I-4, every once in a while you'll see somebody, yeah. It's not very often these days.
I haven't seen one in probably years. I don't think I've seen one the entire time I've been in Florida. Have you ever picked up a hitchhiker?
No, I've never. Have you?
I picked up 2 in my lifetime.
Wow, that's really ballsy.
Well, I was younger. Well, one of them I knew. There used to be this bus driver. His name was John, I think. Yeah, bus driver John. And he was an older man. He'd drive our basketball team to all the games. So, we knew who he was. And he was just a bus driver and didn't have a lot of money. He had no car. So, that's all he did was hitchhike to the places he needed to go, because he didn't have a car. So, I picked him up one time. And then another time, and this is Maine, so, I felt pretty safe. I picked up another hitchhiker, and as I'm driving him to his destination, he lectures me on why I should not be picking up hitchhikers.
Wow. Well, I mean, he must have been thankful that you picked him up.
Yes, he's like, a young single girl like you should not be picking up hitchhikers. And I'm like, yeah, I know you're right, but I did it anyway.
Yeah, you were just being nice.
Yep. Speaking of being nice, no good deed goes unpunished. You want to talk about the homeless guy that's suing to get his money?
Oh, yes. You guys may have heard the story last year where this homeless man gave this lady $20 because her car ran out of gas.
It was his last $20.
His last $20. And so the lady and her husband or boyfriend, they started a GoFundMe for this guy and raised, I think, $400,000 some dollars.
And I remember this story, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this story so much. And everything.
What a good story it was. But now
reality sets in and everything sucks again, as it should.
And it says, the story says that these people have bought him things and have given him money, but would waste it on drugs or he would gamble it away.
No, that's why they're not giving him the money.
Well, because they gave him a little bit of money.
I mean, if you're raising money for him, shouldn't have a say as to what he spends.
You shouldn't have a say, but I was just giving them the reason why they're not giving it to him. Supposedly, they even bought him an RV that he could live in. I guess it's under their name, though, and it stays at their house, so I guess it's not really his. So they really should, have to give this guy the money. And actually, the other day I got another follow-up story. Let's read the follow-up story.
Let's.
So basically, couple ordered to turn over funds raised for homeless men. That's the headline. So, well, good news.
We don't need the headline. We need the update.
So anyway, couple that raised $400,000 for homeless men ordered by New York judge Thursday.
Come on.
Anyway, they were.
Jesus. You're killing me right now.
Sorry. Well, anyway, they were ordered to give this money to the guy.
So how much money is left over? I thought I read something
according to CBS Philadelphia officials, the couple had mixed the GoFundMe money with their own. They also claimed he had given Bobbitt $200,000 already, but his attorney says that he only received $75,000. Still a lot of money for a homeless person. Anyway, I'll be completely surprised if they spend $200,000 on John Lee Bobbitt, said Chris Fallon, Bobbitt's attorney.
Okay. So basically, they have to give all the money back.
Basically, they're giving all the money back. It didn't say exactly here on this article how much they were giving back, but it's good. It's going to him who they raised it for.
Yeah.
So.
And I bet they won't be inviting him over for Thanksgiving dinner.
I mean, I wouldn't. He should be inviting them over, though. They raised him money. I mean, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this story. Like, I think it's great that what he did to her and how she and her husband helped him. But then, like, are they really not, like, are they trying to, like, manage the money for him in hopes that he doesn't buy drugs? And what has he done with the money since? And I think this is all stuff that wasn't addressed in the story. Like, does he have a place to live? Like, does he have a job? Has he bought in clothes so he can, like, go get a job and support himself? And are they, like, being kind of guardians of it and being like, we want to help you? Or are they being sketchy and taking some of the money for themselves? And that's one thing that it never addresses, which bugs me.
Yeah, they did say, I remember reading somewhere where they bought a new BMW or something.
The couple did?
The couple did. So, but I
mean, and you don't know if that came from
right, you don't know where that money came from. I mean, it is a touchy subject.
We will see.
I'm sure there'll be other headlines on this story.
Hey, Mainers listening, you know the soda Moxie? And if you're from Maine and listening, I'm sure you already know this story. But, Greg, when I mentioned the story to you, you had no idea what Moxie was.
Yeah, no idea. It still sounds disgusting.
Moxie is a soda that is brewed in, I don't know if you brew soda.
I think you just brew coffee or brew beer.
Yeah, so what do you do with soda?
Processed soda?
I mean, you're just guessing. You don't actually know that. Anyway, Moxie soda is a soda you can only get in Maine. And it's disgusting. Like, it's so disgusting, but it's a big thing in Maine just because it's a Maine thing.
Yeah, it sounds gross.
And they have, like, a Moxie festival every year. Well, Coca-Cola has apparently bought Moxie. And I'm wondering, what are they going to do with it? Like, I mean, nobody is going to drink Moxie unless you're from Maine. And it's just, like, from a nostalgia point. It's not because you actually like the soda. What are you doing over there?
Nothing. But what does it taste like?
Cough syrup. Carbonated cough syrup is what it tastes like. What are you doing?
I was just seeing what the process of making soda was called. Like brewing
And
coffee. It doesn't really. It says it's a bunch of. Yeah, it doesn't really say. So.
well.
That's why. That's why. But then you were just like, "What are you doing?" So I was just like,
"Well, I'm trying to talk, and
you're talking. I'm listening.
I'm trying to have a conversation."
Well, you're talking about Moxie. I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah,
I know it's a soda from Maine, and it's gross.
And it's carbonated cough syrup, is what it is.
It sounds like amoxicillin.
Next,
I'd be allergic to it, but maybe I wouldn't be allergic.
Here's a fun fact. So, our oldest son. Okay, now we're going to talk about penicillin, but I swear to God, it's not as boring as it sounds. So our oldest son has serum sickness, which is basically, I guess you could call it an allergy, but he can't take anything from the penicillin family. Penicillin, amoxicillin, blah, 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 because when he was probably about 18 months old, he took in all his joints swelled and he couldn't bend them. And they did all these tests. They thought he had arthritis, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, during that happening, Greg's mom tells me, "Oh yeah, Greg's allergic to penicillin." And I'm sorry, we've been together for at that point, 3 or 4 years, and this is the first I had heard about it. I was like, "You're allergic?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, well that's good to know." Fast forward up until 2 years ago, she's not actually quite sure if Greg's allergic to penicillin. She just is, so she just assumed that Greg is and never gave it to him. So she scared the shit out of me thinking that you're allergic to penicillin, and all the years that we have been together, I didn't know that.
Well, I've known it, so I've never got penicillin, so.
But you don't even know if you're allergic to penicillin because she never gave it to you.
I mean, I'm just going to go roll with it. I'm just going to be like.
I was like, when she's like, "Yeah, well, I've never actually given it to him. I'm just assuming he's allergic to it." I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Well, I don't know. No comment.
So now I really kind of want to give you penicillin to see if you're.
And watch me die.
You wouldn't die. Dramatic much? All right.
Probably die on the table here.
You're not going to die from penicillin.
Yeah, I won't be drinking Moxie.
No Moxie. All right, well, let's get started because there's a shit ton of Florida news, and I couldn't just limit it to 2, so we're just going to...
we're going to go through them all?
We're going to go through them all.
Oh, Florida.
Like I said, there's a lot of Florida stories this week. We usually try and just limit it to 2, but, I mean, there was just so much, so we're doubling it. We have 4 Florida stories.
4 of them. Oh, Florida. So, the first story, giant monitor lizard is terrorizing Florida family. So, you think, when you hear this giant lizard, you're thinking, oh, it's probably like a 10-pound lizard and it's a couple inches long. But this lizard is 7 feet long and weighs 150 pounds. Where the hell did this lizard come from?
Well, and here's the thing, was that when I first saw it, I'm like, what the fuck is that? That is a fucking dinosaur. That's like an alligator mated with a gecko lizard and created this mutant. And it's like, who says dinosaurs are extinct? Because this is a dinosaur.
I mean, I've never even seen anything or heard anything about this.
I've never seen anything like this in my life, and we will post the video on our website, on Twitter, as well as if you listen to this on YouTube. I'm sure you're looking at it right now. But it's so fucked up. But someone at work said, oh, obviously someone had raised this lizard and set it out into the wild, and I'm like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense. But
how did they raise a lizard to get that big? I didn't think lizards could get that big.
That never got to the point of the story.
What were they feeding it? Steroids?
It is so crazy.
It's huge.
Right.
So, but basically, the family has enlisted the help of trappers, dogs, Florida wildlife officers to catch the lizard. They've used dead rodents, chicken thighs, and no wonder he's so big. They're trying to lure the reptile into traps, but it has eluded its capture.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just like the officers even used a video camera to scoop and check inside a burrow Wednesday.
And apparently hey, dogs, can you go lay down so we're not hearing click-clacking? Go lay down. So apparently, this family woke up, on Sunday morning to this. And that's why the lady at work thought that it was a family like a pet. It used to be inside because it was scratching at their door. First of all, I opened my door and saw this fucking mutant dinosaur wannabe at my door. I would shit my pants.
I mean, also it says here though that monitor lizards aren't known to attack people. So there's other lizards that look like this?
Well, and
I mean,
they said monitor lizards. What's a monitor lizard?
I mean, maybe I've never seen a lizard like this before. I mean, it's...
Hold on, we're going to Google this right now because I just thought lizard's a lizard and they're like, what is a monitor
I feel like
lizard?
Lizards are just, those ones that are on our back porch.
Yeah, so they're small. Like, the monitor lizards are large lizards in the... I don't know. They are native to Africa, Asia, and Oceania, but are now found also in the Americas as an invasive species. But they're small, like they're normal sized lizards. So did a scientist take a...
The lizard looks a little bit bigger than normal, but I mean...
Maybe a little
not 150 pounds.
Yeah, definitely not 150 pounds. Like, I would say, I don't know, it's hard to tell from these pictures. But anyway, dinosaurs are still around.
I would be fucking pissed if this thing was in my yard.
Yeah.
Our dogs would be scared of it, too.
Yeah.
So, my next Florida story, it's about a lady that was wondering why her farm animals kept on disappearing out of her backyard. Jen Cooper from Naples tells Fox 13 that her two goats that she had at her home, each went missing one at a time over the past few days. Her pigs, a pregnant female and a male, also disappeared. I mean, this is a serious farm that she has in her backyard. I mean, pigs and
but she thinks
goats.
She found the culprit.
Yeah, and she does. And it was a Florida panther jumping through her backyard fence.
And she has a video of it. Let's listen to the video. I'm not quite sure if there's audio, but we'll give it a whirl. Maybe there's even a story. Okay, so there is no sound. There's no story, news story to go along with it. It's just the video of this big-ass panther like you would think you would see in an African safari. Jumping over this big-ass fence that she thought probably was big enough to keep animals, and she's probably right, like coyote...
Keeps her animals in,
keeps coyotes out, but that ain't nothing for a Florida panther. It just jumped over that fence like it was nothing.
And I've seen one of these panthers before.
That big? Because, that's, looks like something you would see at Busch Gardens. Like, I've never seen a bobcat. Is a bobcat and a Florida panther the same thing?
They're both a cat species.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But they're not the same thing.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, and this crazy lady we used to live next to when we had Chinese drywall, she would always be like that, there's a panther that walks through the woods behind this place. And I actually did see it one night. It was pretty big. I mean...
It wasn't that big, because I saw it, too. It wasn't that
huge.
Big. I mean, I wouldn't fuck with it, but...
It wasn't like this one. I mean, this one it's been feeding on goats and pigs. No wonder it's so big.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's strong. But, I mean, shit.
I would shit, yeah. You might want to get some better security, lady.
Yeah.
Maybe like a shotgun. Get that panther out of there.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that all your Florida stories?
That's all I have.
All right.
Do you have any good ones?
I have 2 good ones. I'm going to leave the really good one for last.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's good. I like to hear that, the last one.
So, a Florida restaurant, which I think it's actually not even it's Carbonated, which is a national chain, is no longer allowing Monkey Mondays after an animal bit an 8-year-old boy. A restaurant in Florida has canceled its weekly Monkey Mondays. Carbonated Italian Grill in Stuart, Florida, stated that the exotic pet-friendly tradition when a local couple would bring their 2 monkeys to the restaurant and eat on the patio. I'm sorry, but spider monkeys are disgusting.
I would think that's against the health code, too.
Well, they eat on the patio, so they're not inside.
Yeah, but there's still people eating out there. I mean,
Fucking gross. I don't like spider monkeys. I don't like chimpanzees. The only ones I like are gorillas, because gorillas are adorable. Like, what, can we have a gorilla Monday?
Sure, I mean...
Nothing bad could happen there. But it's like, what do you think's going to happen, Carabas? However, those days of Monkey Mondays are over after a 9-month-old capuchin named Jojo bit an 8-year-old boy on the finger. The incident reportedly happened July 16th when the boy Jackson tried to grab Jojo trying to play. I'm sorry. So this little kid ruins Monkey Monday for everybody because he was being a little asshole. Maybe you should just change your policy to not allow asshole kids into your restaurant that are going to try and grab a monkey that they don't know.
Where was this kid's parents? Did he just go grab the monkey?
Yeah, no shit. Like, get your kid under control. This isn't the monkey's problem.
Yeah, I mean, the monkey was probably scared. He was probably like, oh, this kid has all kinds of
And
germs.
I'm sorry, he got bit on the finger. Wah, wah.
At least he didn't lose a finger.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So you're canceling because a kid got bit because he was being an asshole and not knowing
they don't
boundaries?
want to get sued probably for having monkeys at their restaurant.
It's probably a legal reason why they're doing that, but still, God, kids can ruin everything.
Guy's probably getting free lasagna for the rest of his life, too, this little kid.
Fucking kids. Kids can be the worst. And we know, because we have 2 of them, so we can say that.
Oh, yeah.
So, for those of you not from Florida or who don't know, the Villages. Is the Villages a town or is it a huge retirement community? I've always been confused by this because they always say the Villages.
I'm confused by it too, but I believe it is near a town. It probably is a town, but I feel like it's a retirement community.
But it's so only if you're a certain age are you allowed to live in this town. I mean, they can't. Anyway, the Villages basically is where it's a big ass retirement community. Like everyone old goes to the Villages to live.
It's the new Sun City Center.
Right. And actually, here's a fun fact. The Villages has the highest STD rate out of all of Florida.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Because, you're old, so what the fuck do you care? Like,
right. They all just come together, I mean.
And do it unprotected.
They do that, they have that, they get these people and they're like, oh, do you want to come watch some sling with us? But they're actually swingers. The sling. You ever see that commercial?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, our listeners probably have seen the commercial where, like, this couple is with another couple, and they're like,
Sling, swing, yeah, we heard it. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, anyway, back to my story. Well, apparently, also in the Villages, along with a high STD rate, apparently they also take their relationships very seriously, and you think as you get older, you just get tired of dealing with drama, and not this man. 81-year-old man hires man to beat, steal from his ex-girlfriend, deputies say. An 81-year-old resident of the Villages is behind bars after investigators said... Please hold. We have a child here.
What do you...
The suspect, Derek Brighton, doesn't matter, had been arrested before for allegedly stalking her weeks ago. So he's obviously in good enough health that he can stalk someone.
I mean, unless he's running around with his rascal stalking somebody.
He enlisted someone in the jail to beat this ex-girlfriend of his and do some further property damage at her home, said John Harrell of the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Harrell said Britton also hired the man to break into her home, steal money, and plant narcotics. Good fucking Lord. Psycho much? Britton was originally arrested after he allegedly stalked her and spray painted her home earlier this month. It's a pretty crazy ordeal. She's like the nicest lady you'll ever meet. It makes no sense, the victim's son-in-law said. As for the plot to harm the victim, deputies said a witness came forward. This is my favorite part coming up.
Your eyewitness?
Yes. A witness came forward to let us know he was trying to offer bond money to get this guy out of jail. Deputies then set up a sting at the local Cracker Barrel restaurant in Leesburg. That is how it all went down and came about.
Oh,
at the Cracker Barrel, because as we know, the old folk love them some Cracker Barrel. Highly overrated if you ask me, but...
I'm not into Cracker Barrel either.
Officials said the suspect showed up ready to pay off the person so the deed could be done. He had the money in his pocket, ready to pay what he agreed upon. Instead, deputies were waiting and arrested Brighton. Could be Brighton. It doesn't matter.
Either way, he got arrested.
I don't know what happens when you're in your 80s and you have a relationship and it ends. I don't know if you get bored or what is going on in his head. Really, I have no idea, Tillman said. But that is... Wow. Yeah, and I think it's just one big neighborhood called the Village... Not neighborhood, but like area, because she had a house. And they have a Cracker Barrel, so...
Exactly.
What's my next Florida story? Okay, I got one more. And I had this on my outline from last week, but I took it off for timing purposes, which I probably should this week too. But this happened a while ago. Florida man is arrested for giving a girlfriend a wet willy. Our oldest son on his YouTube channel. Yes, our son has a YouTube channel, and I mean, go check it out if you want. I don't even know the name of it, but unless you like watching video games, it's kind of lame. But he does have a video of there waking Gavin up with a wet willy.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of likes, he says.
Authorities say a Florida man has been arrested for being belligerent and giving his girlfriend a wet willy. St. Lucie County Sheriff's deputy went to the home after Joseph's, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name, girlfriend told authorities he was drunk on the living room floor when she returned from work earlier this month. According to an affidavit, she said that Cerisi accompanied her and her daughter to another home where he continued to be belligerent, and on the way home, grabbed her hand, pulled her arm, and gave her a wet willy by sticking his wet finger in her ear, in case any of y'all didn't know what a wet willy was. But can you imagine getting arrested for a wet willy?
I don't think that's the only reason he was probably arrested, but I mean, seriously.
Seriously?
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor lady getting a wet willy.
Poor lady getting wet willy. Because wet willies are disgusting. You want to see me freak out? Give me a wet willy.
I'll Blake give you one.
Oh my god, it's so disgusting. But it's quite comical giving them. So, like, I can understand the lure of wanting to give a wet willy. Alright, let's do sports. It's our sports segment. Greg, I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to try and find the video to accompany that. Oh, okay, I got it. So let's discuss.
Oh, yeah. Sports. Buffalo Bills give Andy Dalton a standing ovation. This isn't a preseason game. So, I mean, they're just super excited because last year, Andy Dalton had his team come back to win against the Ravens in the last week of the season last year, so the Bills could make the playoffs for the first time in, like, I want to say 18 years.
And I think, like, right after it happened, like, Buffalo Bill fans were doing something like sending Cincinnati Bengals like wings or something.
They were giving them wings. Buffalo fans were doing everything, and then they started donating to Andy Dalton's foundation.
And that's what Buffalo Bills then started donating to the foundation.
And I mean, what a great story! I mean,
well, it's kind of like when the Red Sox went to the World Series. I forget what year it was, but they won basically because Mariano. Yes. Don't do that. Thank you. What was it? He choked or something that let the Red Sox go to the World Series, and when he came back the following season, when they hung the World Series banner, they gave him a standing ovation too. So it's like, sports fans, we will love you if you fuck up.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Rivera. I thought it was some like third baseman or shortstop. It wasn't Jeter, obviously.
No, it was a pitcher.
But anyway.
Anyway, let's listen to this 40-second video of. No, I'm not ready for you yet. Let's listen to this 40-second video of when Andy Dalton comes out of the, what do they call that?
The tunnel?
The tunnel, yes. And he starts waving to the crowd, and they're giving him a standing O. I don't know what it is about standing ovations, but they always give me goose pimples.
Funny thing is, his first pass play of the game, he threw a touchdown pass.
They don't care at this point.
Sorry, Bills.
They don't care. That's only a sports story I had.
Well, don't worry. We're going to have tons of sports stories coming up soon because the football season's upon us.
No, I will say that last night while you were at your draft, like I was watching football all by myself, and so there was this one hit. I forget what game. I think it may have been, I don't even know. But, you know, they're being more strict on the hitting rules, especially against the quarterback.
Right.
And so, like, what used to be just a clean hit is now considered not clean, and blah, 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 blah. And so I watched this one hit against the quarterback as he was running, and he went to go slide, and he got clocked. And I was like, oh, my God. And, like, when they're doing, like, replays, basically, I mean, it was textbook. It was a clean hit. However, the referees disagreed, and that player was ejected. And you know what? I've come to the... Here's how you decide if it's a clean or not clean hit. You have a group of moms, not related to any of the players, like put myself there, me and some of my fellow friend moms, and we sit in the booth, and when they're like, is this a clean or not clean hit? We can be like, oh, that was not a clean hit because, like, the way his head went back, like, because moms, I feel like, are more in tune into what's clean and what's not clean.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I saw it, I was like, good Lord, no, that's not a clean hit. Like, the way his head, like, jacked back, and the rest agreed with me. So, let's put moms.
Let's put them up there. I think that might be a good idea.
I mean, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We don't need to deal with technicalities. We just, would you hit someone that way if your mom was in charge of that decision?
I mean, I would probably hit him as much as I could just to get him down. It's football. It's a violent sport. I mean, you're going to make mistakes and hit somebody wrong.
Well, not on this mom's watch
Not
if they follow by rules.
No.
All right, well, that's it for sports because football is around the corner. So, this brings us to... It's our What the Fuck segment. And again, we have another story from across the pond. But don't worry, you won't have to hear me talking like this because this is Greg's story, so I'm going to let him handle. And he doesn't do accents very good, so.
So basically, Brits start mass brawl on EasyJet plane.
I just want to hit timeout here and be like, okay, calm down, the Sun. This is where the story comes from. It wasn't a mass brawl. Like, not even a little bit of a mass brawl. Anyway, continue. It wasn't even a brawl. Like, it was barely a fight. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah, they were just pushing and shoving, so it wasn't like anything was really going on crazy. But anyway, drunk woman.
It always starts with a drunk woman.
Basically started giving people lap dances and flashing her breasts. I mean, she was drunk. She probably should have been taken off the plane. But anyway, it just tempers flared. I mean, I guess people didn't like her giving lap dances.
And here's the stupid thing that they said she was with her friends, but her friends were in the back and she was giving lap dances. Like, but they never said who got pissed and who started the fight. Like, one of the guys didn't want a lap dance, or was it, like, maybe a guy's girlfriend? They never addressed that. Incomplete stories. I need to become a journalist and write real stories.
She was also doing cartwheels down the aisle. I mean, how big is the aisle of this airplane? I couldn't do a cartwheel.
She has to be a damn gymnast because, I need more room than an aisle. Here's the video of the not brawl. right, so let me give you a little synopsis of what this quote-unquote brawl actually looked like. Few guys standing in between three girls who are actually sitting in their seats and, effortlessly trying to throw punches, not connecting, and another girl also doing the same, trying to just throw a punch in between the guys. They're not actually trying to hit someone. So brawl is just too nice of a word. That was not even a chick fight. It wasn't even a fight. It was just...
Oh, like a shoving match.
Yeah.
Nothing big.
Yeah, not even a shoving. Like, not even that. Alright. Well, my what the fuck story, I think, beats your what the fuck story.
I think it does, too.
Yeah. This comes from Memphis, Tennessee. Authorities say a security guard at a Tennessee hospital had sex with a dead woman's body. Oh, like that makes me want to freaking gag.
I mean, I wonder how long this person was dead for, and it was.
Let's see if it says. News outlets reported Thursday that 23-year-old Cameron Wright is charged with abuse of a corpse. An affidavit says at least 2 people saw Wright having sex with a woman's corpse in a body storage room at St. Francis Hospital. St. Francis Hospital says in a statement that he's been fired. I would hope so. And he also admitted to the crime.
Wonder if he enjoyed it.
Oh.
Sounds gross.
His sister has been questioning his child life and questioned his mental health. Well, I think it's safe to say he's fucked up since he fucked a corpse.
Yeah, he does sound fucked up.
It doesn't say how long she was dead. I don't think that really matters because he fucked a dead corpse. Like, that's fucking disgusting. And when the 2 people saw it, did they try to stop it? Again, incomplete story. Like,
I would have just kind of be going with my day.
really?
I would probably tell somebody, but I don't know if I would be like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
I would. I'd be like, I think my exact words. Be like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's true. Maybe that would be one of my words.
Yeah.
It did come out of my mouth, so.
Yeah. Anyway, he's gross. Like.
Yeah, he is gross.
Go pay a hooker to have sex with. Like, what about a dead corpse turns you on?
Not real sure.
I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Ugh. Now that I feel icky, we are going to wash this what the fuckery down with some sweet, nice stories.
I love nice stories.
I do too.
Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. All right, you go first. Or do you want me to go first? I feel like you've gone first all the time. But I feel like you should go first.
Go first.
No, I want you to.
All right. So, my story comes out of Florida.
See, we're not so bad, y'all. I promise.
Trinity Elementary School teachers were called into a faculty meeting on Friday, and they were handed 42 identical sealed white envelopes and told not to open them until they were in unison. So I wonder if these teachers are thinking, like, damn, are we going to get it's Friday and they're just going to, it's fire o'clock, you know? And are we just going to, all 42 of us open these envelopes and just not have jobs? What's going on here?
What's going on?
But, so they opened it up, and inside the envelope was a $100 bill and a letter from Milan Air Conditioning and Heating saying, "We know how much of the expense of your classroom supplies comes from your own pocket, so we want to help you out." So basically this company gave $100 to every teacher at this elementary school.
That is a great PR move by that company.
So they could,
because next time someone needs an air conditioning help, they'd be like, I remember that place that gave those teachers $100, and bam, like that is a great return on investment and PR move on their part.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I mean, that's just good things do happen.
Good things do happen in Florida. We're not all fucked up.
Not all.
There's a lot of good that happens down here.
I wouldn't say a lot, but there's some out good.
Well, there's good.
Yeah.
There's good. So I have two Don't Worry Be Happies.
All
And
right.
this first one, spoiler alert, if you were watching our Twitter page earlier in the week, this video clip made Greg tear up. Takes a lot to make him tear up.
Oh, it did tear up, I guess.
But a little girl was waiting for a heart transplant, and this is the video. When she finds out, she finally gets one.
My birthday wishes are, and it did happen. Well, one of them did, to meet Drake, and that one did happen, and it was great. And my other wish is to get a heart,
Yeah?
which is gonna happen soon.
Well, guess what? It happened today. You're getting a heart. Congratulations!
I'm getting a heart, Mom!
Yes.
Oh, what a happy girl.
Shit. And I'm all teary.
I love you.
Aww.
Everybody's happy.
Are you happy? Yes.
Look at my eyes, full of tears. And also, Drake did come to. She had already met Drake once, but she met him again as he came to the hospital when she got her heart transplant. So
That Drake's a nice lad.
yeah, nice lad. I had one more other Don't Worry Be Happy story. What was it? I feel like Greg right now not prepared.
I'm just the talent. I come in and I
You are
podcast.
just the talent. Hold on while I find it.
Diana's the looks.
The looks on a podcast. That's not very nice.
Oh,
I found it. Okay, so I have no backstory whatsoever, but I don't really think you need it. It's basically a girl on her birthday finds out she's being adopted by the people that have been taking care of her. Get ready to get your tissues out. Okay.
get your tissues out.
It's not from Grammy, but it's another gift. Why don't you careful open it up? I want you to read it.
I'm going to be adopted?
And then she starts crying. I may or may not be crying right now.
She's happy.
Sweetheart will always be your parents. Okay?
Stupid videos making me cry. Stupid.
So, was she getting adopted by those people?
Yeah.
But they've been taking care of her.
I think they may have been like foster parents.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I'm just assuming. I don't really know, but I'm.
It's really nice story,
Yeah. It's really nice.
though. I like to hear people being happy.
Yeah. Happy makes me happy.
it
Happiness
does.
is contagious. All right, so let's pray to God the boys have stepped up their game with the jokes because the last 2 weeks have been unacceptable.
Yeah, let's hope they're good.
All right. Hey, boys! Thank you, Gavin, for that extra noise effect. All right, I have threatened the boys that they must bring their A game, and actually, I made them give me the jokes beforehand, so I already shut down Gavin's, but Blake's is, Blake, you go.
So there's two hunters out in the forest. One falls over. The other one calls 911 because he looks dead. And the officer says, first make sure he's dead. Pop!
I don't get it. What do you read?
It's because he shoots him to make sure he's dead.
I got it. You know what? That was a really good one, Blake. Thank you for bringing your A game.
I like that one, Blake.
No, you do. Gavin, over here towards the microphone.
How do you cut the Roman Empire in half?
How do you cut the Roman Empire in half?
With a pair of Caesars.
With a pair of Caesars.
With a pair of scissors.
All right. Good job, boys.
Nice work.
All right.
came out with the best one. Nope. Not.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, bye-bye, Blake. Get out.
All right. So we're waiting for the boys to leave. Go on now. All right. So let's just. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and with the end of Boys Tell a Joke, that wraps up another episode of Pod-ful of Sunshine.
Yeah, that's the end of our podcast today.
Just today. It's not the end of it.
Yeah.
Go check us out on YouTube as we put this podcast on YouTube. I hope. I'm hoping it isn't more difficult than I intended it to be.
Well, if we can't get it on this week, it'll be on next week.
Yeah, but...
That's our plan.
That's our plan. So go find us on YouTube, Pod-ful of Sunshine, but it's POD-full, F-U-L, of Sunshine. You should be able to find us that way.
I mean, if you're not listening to us on YouTube, you're not listening to us. I mean, you already are listening to us, not on YouTube, so you're listening to us. So, but we're going to be on YouTube as well now, so you get it.
Yeah. After that word salad, that should be a wrap. All right. Bye, y'all. We'll see you next week.
See you later. Bye. Peace.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.